This is episode 5 of the Lucha podcast. Tonight's guest is Taylor Swift. One of my most favourite recent opponents. We're up for 3 different promotions. And one of my favourite people to travel with and be backstage with. So get them booked and get them on your shows. Hope you enjoy this episode. It's a good laugh. Cheers. Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Lucha podcast. Could be episode 4. If you've watched episode 4 before this, I apologise. I was drunk. For anything I may have said, please don't cancel me yet. I'm joined today by Taylor Swift, who you may have heard has been mentioned in nearly every episode so far, just because we like him. But
Taylor Vite, by the way.
No, it's not even Taylor Vite.
I don't want Taylor Swift suing me. Do I get Spotify by her?
Does she not sound folk? She not own the rights to her music or something?
Aye. So, I know she's got precedent for illegal shenanigans, so don't be getting me copyrighted or something.
I'm sure she's not watching us. Well, she might be watching us.
You don't know.
I'm going to tag her.
You don't know the reach we've got.
I'm going to tag her.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
So I'll tag her on Instagram.
I'm sure she'll love it.
Hi, Taylor. So Taylor, who I call Swift, welcome.
Thanks.
I was going to give you a big, massive build-up, but I don't think you need it for this year because you've been everywhere, or getting everywhere.
I'm doing alright, actually, yeah. I'm doing better than I thought I would post-lockdown and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good, no? It's good. How
many promotions you done this year? 5, 6?
Something like that, yeah.
So you've done Combat League,
done Combat League, Source, Respect, Pro 2, Clyde Valley, Girders, yeah. Aye, so yeah, at least 6.
There you go.
Check me out.
Don't need me to put more in. Already got 6, but
I don't need it, but it's always nice.
Yeah, always good. And I know, as a wee habit, I say this has been like a ongoing thing when I would say I'm talking to one of my favourite people in wrestling, because I've said it on every episode, but it's because, like I said when I Brody on, the people I don't like about in later episodes. But I called you your shit name.
It's alright.
Me and Swift.
You've already done it, to be fair.
I know, mate. I can't help it. I don't know why I did you. Nobody else did it. There's people who I genuinely don't know their shit name.
Aye.
But with yours, I don't know why yours sticks.
Don't know. Good name. They're both good names.
Right. I like that t-shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
So, I normally do like a wee breakdown history of times of wrestling, but you just reminded me of one there. That we were on the original, what would you call it, the original season of Combat League Wrestling.
The pilot episode, I would call it, I guess. The pilot show.
I don't want to just jump into that match. When we're talking about that promotion, we may as well pick up that promotion.
Yeah, love Combat League.
Yeah,
love it so much.
You didn't work for Cave Nest, did you?
I did, yeah. I did a couple of shows before it became Combat League. Robbie Wishart asked me to come in when I think...
That's a White Scorpion, by the way.
Yeah.
I have no context for that job.
That's great. And unless episode 4 comes out, I guess.
If episode 4 comes out and we're not cancelled, then...
Okay.
So, who did you work with?
I worked with Wishart, because I can't remember, his opponent couldn't come, so he asked me.
And who couldn't come?
I think it might be Dean, actually. It might be Dean Ford. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
Dean Ford took an booking at Shield.
Oh, was that it? Right, okay.
Him and Angel.
Cool, yeah, so that was CPW Random. So that was, I did a submission match with Robbie on that show, or Robert, sorry. Which was,
Random's the one that wrestled Angel on.
Yeah,
Dean couldn't come because he was working for Shield. He was a tag team champion.
Okay, cool.
And then they did him for the next show to go and defend his tag belts.
Well, it worked out well for me, so.
In front of about 10 folk. I've never worked for Shield.
Oh, right, okay. So
I don't even know if they still run.
I don't know.
There's that many shows, companies in the North East.
Yeah.
I don't actually know who runs what. Try and keep up. Yeah, so you were on it when it was KFNS, and then you switched to Combat League, which is the promotion where everybody's been on so far has picked it up, just because it's one of the most fun places to go and work. I picked it up all the time. Most people more about long car journeys, but it's kind of the best part.
Yeah, well, if you've got a good car, it's like if you've got a car, people who will have a chat and have a laugh. Then
that's the issue.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For the next one.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know you're missing out on the heart and soul of any car journey.
Why don't you just come in a car?
I live on the same street as Dunbar. I think you might think it's a bit.
Sorry,
you might be slightly offended if I go. I'm with you.
I'm leaving for your area at 7 in the morning.
7 in the morning. That's why I'm not going in your car.
After I finish night shift, and
yeah.
and we're going to just head up.
Yeah, fair play.
But no, Combat League's been amazing fun. And what we were saying before is the uniqueness of that show as it runs the same venue. The fans are all the same. They're following the story, so we can tell a story, which makes it so much easier.
It's especially obviously like if you've not been doing it that long, like me, or you're not on somewhere that the shows I do are generally like family show.
Yeah.
The show has is its story in itself. It's not run long into storylines kind of thing. So it's nice to get that experience of being able to kind of tell longer stories with fans who will keep up with it and pay attention, and then you can start playing with things and twisting. It's really, especially because the promoters up there give you a lot of creative freedom. Yeah. Which is so nice.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I don't think they've ever gave me any real direction of what they needed in a match. It's kind of like your match is your match, and they have an idea of how they want the story to go, but it's your idea to fill a gap.
Well, they're one of the first places that, or at least I pitched to them about working heel, and I'd never done it on shows before, and they're like, yeah, fine, go for it.
You feel a stranger because you're good at it.
Thanks.
Really good at it.
No, thank you. It feels more comfortable.
The couple matches that we've had where it's been usually the heel and me as a face have been an absolute canter.
Yeah, it's been good fun.
And that's the idea, like they are fun, and they've got over big.
Yeah.
Don't want to blow my whistle, but they're easily the best matches on one of them.
Well, I didn't say that, so.
I can say it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you've got more strokes than I've got. You can say
it's not a stroke. I just genuinely, I've always said, and I said it to a promoter once when how they'll try and work on a deal, like do the next 4 shows and we'll give you this price. Like if you get a wee bit cheaper, we'll give you a full date. And I always throw in, and nobody's ever given me. I always go, I'll do that on the agreement that say if you watch the show back and I'm the best match on the show, you give me a bonus. And they always go, oh, I like your confidence. And I'm like, yeah, but nobody's ever given that.
Oh yeah. Well, because they're more subjective anyway, so they could say, well, for my money, I preferred such and such a match.
I would say, well, you know absolutely nothing. But I've been on other shows where I've watched other matches and went, oh, they smashed that.
Yeah.
And I've had matches where I've been out and I was like, ugh, I'm going to need to shiver twice as hard in it to get out that Chapman. But the two singles matches we've had and two of my favourite matches, the one in Ambank especially, because we opened the show, it was your debut for the company.
Yes.
We didn't put too much into it, but we basically said was we're going out here and just going to be over the top as big as we can and pull this crowd into this show, and we smashed it.
Yeah, my thing with the whole character I do is I'm in no way cool. There's nothing cool or redeeming about Taylor Vite. He's a total dweeb.
They always say play your strength.
Coward. Total dweeb, coward, horrible human. Yeah, I mean pretty much.
So I'm imitating life here.
But especially for the opening of the show.
Yeah.
Someone that they like the fans can really get on, especially when it's with someone who's really popular, like you're good at working a crowd.
Yeah, then you put a good face and a good heel together whose focus is the crowd, and not focus on the opponent. And we didn't do anything fancy. There was nothing big,
No.
over the top, elaborate,
I
but
don't do fancy.
it was. I think you could put a match you mean you done at the start of any show.
Oh yeah, so it's
Like I'm saying to any promoter, like if you want a banger and opener for your show, book this match. And if you don't believe me, I'll not take a wage. Do you know what? I'm actually quite confident and see if I said that we worked that match and the promoter didn't like it at the start of the show, I'd do it for free.
Fair play. I would just say I'd send you the footage and you can judge it first and then...
Don't get me started on footage.
Okay.
people write reviews. Hi Billy. I've actually been talking about it. I'm going to go on his podcast to plug his podcast.
Alright, cool.
And it's weird because we had a chat recently and I was like, I wonder if he's watched, because he's been really nice on the chat. And I'll go like, here by me, he mentioned my name. I mentioned on Brody's, if you're a promoter, don't put full matches online because you're getting your product away. Put highlights on. 30 seconds for each match, match together. 3-minute video, there you go, bish bash bosh. You put in the best bits, cut out the worst bits, and then encourage people to come and see the next show. Having people sit watching a full YouTube hour-and-a-half show, I don't think it's an advert for the next show, because what you miss, as much as you hear the crowd in them videos, you don't feel the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I've been wrestling in front of crowds where you don't get much back, but they're really noisy. Like they're not engaging in the match, they're engaging in chants and things. And on camera, that may look great, like they may look like, oh, yous are killing it. But see, when you get, even if it's a smaller number, like the Clyde Valley one, that group of fans that were there loved every minute, and it didn't stop us doing what we were going to do.
No.
So, I would say, but it's not our footage, but if you're going to bang it online, you're getting your product to it. God, yeah. So, we wrestled for Pro 2, we opened the show at Bank, which was an absolute stormer.
Great crowd as well, like they were straight away up for anything.
That wee venue's bound. I said to the promoter when there was an issue with the other venue, there's a licensing thing because it's a other type of venue it comes under, and I said, why don't you run that other venue? And when he said, I don't want to kill it off, and I was like, I don't do it. It's got that combat league. You get the same people, you can tell stories in it. Then we just recently wrestled, when's this episode going on? It's 29th of August. Should be 29th when you're watching this. So it was actually maybe a month ago. We wrestled for Combat League Clyde Valley Wrestling.
Yes, Clyde Valley.
And in a leaving, it's not a real place. A wee thing about in the leaving, they don't give you forks in the takeaways, and I had to eat my curry fried rice for a couple of bucks.
You didn't have to. You might have found another way, but yeah. No,
I was just being lazy. I was watching the main event, and I was like, no, can I run here to get a fork? I'll just eat it with a bit of a couple bucks. So in a leaving, you were in my car.
Yes, I was, yeah.
That was some journey.
The great Sheep Escape. That was an Oz one.
I killed a badger. I didn't do it on purpose.
No.
Jumped in front of me.
Honestly, I was thinking, I'm not sure if I'd ever seen a badger in real life.
I've never seen a badger. And as much I was saying to Logan Smith, I said it might have lived. And he was like, there's absolutely zero chance that thing lived. I was doing 45, 50 mile an hour when it came out. I slammed the brakes on.
Yeah. Honestly, I felt really bad for you.
I dreamed about it for the 3 hours. Just because I didn't want bits of badger stuck to my car.
Oh, right, okay.
But yeah, so, and also on that show, we opened the show again,
yes.
And then that was meant to be a title match.
Yeah, that would have been I think that would have been my first title match. Would have been.
But unfortunately, due to somebody forgetting the belt, it was a...
Won't name names or anything.
It was me.
An unfortunate thing that happened. I mean, I didn't win it anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but...
I know, but that's the first time I forgot a belt. So, it was the first time for everyone. So, forget the belt, killing a badger. There's
a trip of first.
Yeah, there's a connection there. Don't forget about it, and badgers don't run in front of you. We don't have any other matches lined up. Where it's going to be me and you.
Not currently, no.
And we're not going to wrestle at Combat League.
No, we're in the same house these days.
We're house now.
House stag. Wow. I don't really know. I was going to that, but that's, I think that's going to be trademarked by somebody.
I was actually looking at a hat the other day with a big stag on it.
Oh, cool.
Green, but I wasn't going to buy it just in case they kicked me out of my house again.
Should get one of the big like moose hats. I know it's a moose hat, but like the baseball cap with the moose antlers on it.
I thought you were going to say a missile hat.
No, I don't know if he sells hats. I don't know the guy.
Hi, Mike. No, I don't know if he sells them. Mike myself done free. I'm mentioning that. I know he's watching. He always watches. Big Bruce.
Please.
Oh,
Big Taylor.
Big Taylor Swift.
Big Taylor.
But, you know, actually,
you can use that name to find me on my Facebook.
Yeah, I've put your name. I've done it at most of the places I've been at.
Thank you.
I did really push for the Dumbarton PBW show because I wanted that much.
No, it makes sense because that's where I live.
It does, but again, it's just one of them unfortunate things. There's some promotions like Pro 2 as well. Like the cards are booked for like the year you're going. How you to make space, and then you're hoping for something to pull on it.
Yeah, well, I never want someone to lose work. Like, it's just, well, hopefully I'll do enough this year that I'll end up on the cards next year.
Yeah.
If people think of me enough to go, oh, actually, I want Taylor. I'm nearly using my name. I want Taylor on my show.
If I had enough stroke, I'd say use them, but I'm not doing your show. But I don't have enough.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to anyone, to be frank.
Plus, I like my bookings too much.
Well, exactly. Maybe I can't do that show. So, but no, I appreciate you putting my name out there and being very. I'll give you a lot of credit for getting me to places that I shouldn't or wouldn't have got to otherwise.
No, there's still another one that I pushed for as well. Up at Dundee before, because I think we need to do that thing where we need to get you in at SWE before first usually, because then once you're in, you can't work the opposite. I don't know, it's like an international call up.
Are you trying to start a vision war just now between SW and SWE?
I've already.
Taylor, right?
I think we were going to get the match, but the show where Scotty Too Hot was cancelled, and that's the one where we're going to have a match.
Oh, what?
That's what I pushed for. And talks were going my way, and then because that one was cancelled, then the next one was the tag title match. One thing was for that, but I actually should have put my dates up for what I've got coming up. You have got this Saturday.
Oh yeah, see, when this goes up,
I've been
I won't have bookings for a bit actually. I'm nothing to promote.
And yeah, and also when this goes up, we'll have just come back for Combat League.
Yeah, I know, I'll be asleep somewhere probably.
Who you wrestling at Combat League?
At Combat League, it's myself and Darren J. Blair against Glenn Dunbar and Lad Chapman.
Is Darren in your house?
Yes. Yeah. He's in our house now. I'm the captain. I see what happens. I'm the captain.
Well, next year when it becomes House Lucha, I don't know, they haven't really said about next year if houses are going to stay the same or change.
No, I would guess they're going to change.
Did they give you dates?
Yes. Yep. So I need to say message back and be like, yeah, I can do those. If I've not messaged back yet, guys, I can do those dates. It's alright. Thanks for having me.
We know you're watching.
This is one way to do it.
Aye. That first one in January is in February.
Yeah. Aye.
Which means I don't have a January booking. There's one of the only places that run in January.
Well, yeah. What's that?
SW, mate. SW in January. Taylor Swift, you look to do this. Opener a new year.
Opener.
Oh, it's always opener. That's another idea. So, what do you have coming up the week that this is going to 29? We'll just come back for Caithness.
We'll just come back from Caithness.
You'll be all over.
I'll be 20th. Yeah, I'll be full of Carvery. Hopefully.
I'm still doing it.
I don't know. But, whatever.
I had a Carvery yesterday.
Either way, I'll be full of food of some sort, because that's the other bonus of going to Caithness is you have a Chinese after the show.
Well,
I know you can do that.
My favourite thing is just the fact that I'm away for a couple of days. It feels like an actual wee break.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good laugh. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, it's a wee mini wrestling holiday. Yeah. You got with your wrestling pals, you talk about wrestling the whole time. If there's a show on, you watch a show. You work a show.
I've tried and watch them, I can't last.
Also.
But just the day takeovers. They used to run the same night as a takeover.
Cool.
And I've never seen them in a takeover. Trying what else we can plug here. Still training at Source.
Yeah, training at Source just now.
Various coaches.
Yeah, there's a lot of different coaches just now and stuff. I try and train at Gerber sometimes as well, but it's just to blow yourself when you've got a life outside of wrestling and stuff.
What's that, Lou?
Time.
Have you trained in?
No, I need to do that as well. That's a big class. That's the thing, I've got like so many places on the list, but it's just time and work and all that.
I know people are big fans of people jumping about from school to school, but that networking's a main thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, as long as you're paying to go places, like, I don't think there's any issue.
Then there's not as a thing as under relation with school. You train with your source pay.
I'm not bothered. Like, I don't get the whole
1 hour, 1 hour.
Yeah, like, especially if we're independent wrestlers, the whole point is that we can do what we like.
Exactly.
In theory. My big thing when it comes to wrestling and stuff is, when it comes to like the social side of it and things, is that I try only to go by how people treat me when they're talking to me.
Yeah.
Like if someone's saying something or whatever, like, I don't really. Unless you're like horrible to my face, I'll probably be quite nice to you, honestly, because there's no point. There's absolutely no point.
I don't care.
Yeah, I've got a real life. I've got too much going on to worry about what he said, she said nonsense there is.
Oh, that's what I was going to talk to you about, real life. So, you are a real life heel in your day job, aren't you? As much as he tries to say they're changing the way of it, literally the other day I seen a meme and I sent it to you.
Yes, I know, I appreciate that, it was funny.
I don't know if you want to mention the evil job of your day. Like, it's not a traffic warden,
no.
He's even worse.
Just because I work in a GP office does not.
He's a receptionist in a GP office, which means he's one of the people nobody likes talking to.
Well, yeah, there is that. But you know, that's another side of me. That's another character I play.
Do you ever answer the phone as your heel persona?
No, I totally should do that.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Appointment? How dare you? Do you know who you're speaking to?
I am the UK's smartest receptionist.
On hold to a Swift plane.
On the side of you getting a plane when I'm not in. I don't care if you've had a fall.
Well, because that was when there was tours and I was like, your thing like, I couldn't think the other day, have you debuted in England? Have you worked in England yet?
I've worked in England once.
Where was it?
PCW.
Preston?
Yeah, it was, they did the open ring.
Right.
I did that for a while. So I was down there for a seminar with Dave Taylor, which was really good. And afterwards, they put a show on with everyone who'd been there. So I worked in Preston. So I worked in
And their training schools?
Yeah, whatever that was at the time. I don't know if that's where it is these days.
Who'd you work?
The last thing is, it was me and the ADM against KOE. I know.
Travelled all that way just to do a match.
I know. It was funny. It was a good laugh. It was a good match.
No, what for Preston?
No.
Nope.
It was good fun.
Nope. Fluddle. Is that how you go to game Brickles? And the show's called Promoters. Listen to you. Oh no.
Are we still on the air?
Yeah.
We're live, pal.
I'm just not Twitter.
We're live.
Yeah, no, we're still on. Yeah, I've never worked, and there was a chance to go down and work one time. I'm just at a point where I like to want to sit in the car for another 4 or 5 hour journey.
Yeah, I get that.
There's a show in Ayr or nearby.
Yeah.
There's that many companies running just now in Scotland that dates are kind of thick and fast.
They can be.
No, I mean, like, there's
shows like
shows on, I'm not on it.
It's a tremendous time to be a wrestling fan in Scotland. If you want to go and see live wrestling, and usually very good quality live wrestling, there's not many that I can think of that are not at least good.
No, fun enough. Just when I think the whole scene is kind of buzzing, and the level of talent, and this is where I put you over again, is the level of talent for that group of force is top notch.
There's a good group there.
There's a good core.
Yeah. No, it's not just, obviously I'll know more about the guys at Source because I train them most often, but like there's so many people everywhere. Like when I did the show at Carter's, I was just, obviously I knew they were good, but then obviously it's different when you see people in person.
Who was input on that one? There we go.
On that show, I don't know if there was one.
That would have been Scott Tully, no?
No, that was the show after the one I was on. What was the name? Can't remember. I don't remember there being an important thing. It was still very much in the thick of the championship league tournament thingy.
Ah, right.
So it was like 4 singles matches.
You're not that really thing you were doing?
No, I
rules match?
Yeah, I did the traditional Vite Evans British wrestling rules match with Marcus King, which is a good laugh. I always like wrestling Marcus. He's great.
Is he the big one in everyone?
In KOE, there's not a big one. They're both big. They're both big. He's the older one. He's the older sibling.
That doesn't help.
Older sibling, shaved head.
Got you. The one I was met wrestling.
Oh, were you?
Aye, that one.
Oh, yeah.
The patch the night before, when I just done my time. Then, and he's like, just turn around and make me sneak on it. Well, that's 30 minutes already.
Is it?
Right.
I feel like I've said very little, I'm sorry.
No,
Look how much use does it get?
Right, like I say, everybody comes on, this isn't like, come in and this is your episode.
Yeah.
And you don't live that far away. As it kind of develops, there's going to be ones where I'm thinking, just give you a shout, get you over. Could be after we do a show or some.
That'd be cool actually, it's like decompress and talk about a show afterwards, that'd be a good idea.
Imagine doing it right after your match, after you get a stinker. Turn that camera on!
It's like, Phil comes on and just sitting here like, how was it you were?
Lost again. Keep losing. Do you know your kind of one loss record? Do you know how many matches you've had?
I was looking at it the other day. Mid-30s.
Really?
Yeah, mid-30s. So I debuted in 2018, and then I worked mostly just Source. I think I only worked Source and Respect the first couple of years, and then PCW, and then COVID happened, so we lost a couple of years there. Yeah, and then since COVID, I've kind of been getting more places, mostly because of people like yourself or like Marcus King who vouch for me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, so thanks very much. But,
in saying that, like, I don't vouch for everybody.
No, I don't.
I really don't.
That's what I'm saying. I appreciate it.
I've been hurt before. No, I've literally gave a promoter a name of a guy and he showed up with farewell.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm just like, what the? He's never done it before. I'm breaking up or something. That made me look like that.
Yeah, no, that's why I really appreciate it again, because obviously it reflects on you and your reputation as well. So I know you're.
That's why.
So I appreciate it.
People want to wrestle.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm hoping. I keep like talking like if I could pay you back in some way, but you you work in the places. You work in places.
The whole thing is there's no. It doesn't need to be like you need me one, I do you one. Like I say, just one of my favourite people to be. The biggest thing, and a lot of people, I don't know if they. I think they understand it because people say it, but I don't think they get how important it is that aspect of being backstage in a good group.
Yeah.
Is like you can't pay for it. Like
it's the difference between wrestling feeling like being a hobby and feeling like work.
Yeah. You just need to bring in one person and the whole atmosphere in that room can change and you go, this is horrible. Like, you don't know, two people don't go on, or they bring in something to like lift the whole room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, equally it can be.
But Swift here is one of the best people I have backstage. He's full of fun.
I think that's the confidence thing as well. I wasn't like that. I was just quiet. I was just quiet backstage. Just no, don't talk to me.
In combat, like they used to say, I was quiet. When I first went in, they go, that boy's really quiet. It comes out.
Oh, that changed.
I'm not quiet. I'm just waiting on my fits. I need to laugh. And the same at Pro 2, because they're still finding their feet. It's a kind of revolving door of talent just now. There's been people on it I've never been on shows with before, who have come up from down south or whatever. But once their roster kind of fills it a wee bit more of like regulars, like they have the kind of maybe core 3-4 guys, title holders, and it's kind of been a wee revolving door. But I know the cards are going forward a wee bit, and there's a good wee crop come through. What is your kind of goals for like the rest of the year? Have you got no name a certain promotion, any promotion in particular? You're like, I'd like to work there, or there's a worker I've not worked, or?
So in terms of like just rest of the year, or like just in general, like
just in general,
because I just kind of want to work as many places as I can and get as good as I can. Because obviously, it's all about, as William Regal will attest to on his podcast all the time, it's all about reps. So the more you can get on shows, the better you'll get. And so I'm hoping, I feel like I'm picking up and improving each kind of time, and I'm kind of hitting maybe a slight run of form. So I'd like to keep that kind of going. So especially because obviously when I started it was very bitty, and it was once a month maybe. And now if you can do 2 or 3 a month, and like I think I've worked more. I think I did at least, I know it was like 30 matches, but I think I've worked since coming out of lockdown. I think I've worked to me like double the matches I had done before. I think I've double my whole total. So I'm hoping to get like that kind of run form going. I'm originally from Edinburgh, so I'd like to work Discovery one day.
Yep.
That'd be cool. Just to have like my family come and see me, like in like a venue where I'd like go and see. Or like go.
They do some nice things.
Yeah, I like
going. Corn exchange.
Yeah. And plus like I used to go like gigs and corn exchange and stuff, and that'd be super cool to.
I can't remember if that's the other one. They've done the corn exchange. I know I was on that one, and then I've wrestled in another place.
Is it the Jam House?
The Jam House, yeah.
I think the Jam House isn't there anymore.
Is it not?
No, I can't remember, but I think it's right.
I like the Jam House.
I can have a good venue, but yeah, so like.
I think that's no, it wasn't that debut show. One of the first ever shows I done for Baden. I've not worked for it for 4 or 5 years now.
In terms of people, like obviously there's other promotions besides Discovery, just comes to mind because it's Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Again, I kind of just want to work anywhere.
There should be more promotions through, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a scene for it definitely, but again, I think a lot of it is the price of the space. It'll be more expensive. I
don't know. I think it's. I just think that side over that way is too quiet. Like Edinburgh's a capital city.
I know.
There should be 4 promotions, 5 promotions.
I don't know, but wrestling's so uncouth. In terms of people, I want to work again, kind of anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
I'm not overly fussy. That like core group and source, I've not worked really in a single on a show. I want to do that. That'd be a good laugh.
That one worked up.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good as well. Yeah.
Try to smash up.
I want to work you in different places. I want to work you in Combat League. That'd be class. That'd be a good laugh.
That'd be good.
I'm trying to think. Big Colton Davis. I've trained with him a few times. I've tagged with him on a show, but I've never worked against him. That'd be good.
Who are you working this week? Will be 2 weeks ago.
So 2 weeks ago, I wrestled Stone Malone and Luke Matthews.
For
the title, yeah.
So you could be sitting your champion.
Fingers crossed, guys. And like so again, like that's
still not forget about.
I worked Luke once in like my maybe 4th match or something like that. So I'm looking forward to working him again when I'm a bit better.
I don't have I've not wrestled him in a match, but I've battled him in a rumble.
Well,
Were you on that one? The Dagger one?
No, wasn't there.
I battled him that one.
I like wrestling Stone. Oh, sorry, you got things to say.
No.
Okay. I'm fitting people over. I like wrestling Stone.
I've never wrestled Stony while he came for
Aye.
PBW.
That's a good laugh. I'd like to. Again, a lot of it's people who I've worked before, but I want to wrestle them again now that I've got kind of got my act, got my character down. Grant McIver.
I was doing this with him. I got patched.
ADM. I'd like to work again, but again, it's all heels.
Is Grant heel?
Not everywhere, but I think.
Was it Source? Was it heel champion?
Yeah. No, I feel bad when gaslighting them because you don't want to miss anyone out. Right. I'm not going to get offended or whatever.
No, people are just saying, India's just done a podcast, you always come away and you're like, oh, I could have mentioned the why I want PT gun from ICW, and you're man, that's just a big match.
See, that's the thing is, people ask me, I'm always reticent to say big names because I don't know, in some ways it feels like, we do. That's it.
Do you want to hear a funny story about my beginning?
Go on.
So, my wrestler, when I started thinking of being a wrestler, the PBW champion time was Liam Thompson. And I was like, brilliant. I love Liam Thompson. Every show I went, I was like, brilliant. Then I got to the point I was training, coming up with a persona, I'm going to be in the ring. I'd love to wrestle. So I did it for years. Liam was no longer champion, he'd done the odd show here and there. And then we turned up at the camps one day, and he's drove that way. So we turned up at the camp and he was there.
Oh, cool.
Promoter says to me, it's for All Star Wrestling, says it's you and Liam. And I'm like, oh, what? So we did the match. Just a match, cap show, bad guy, good guy, all your usual shenanigans. And then after the match, I'd really enjoyed that. That's a big thing for me, that I'm looking forward to. And you could just feel him getting awkward, I thought that pure fanboy. You're one of, I think I said something you're one of the people on my list I wanted to wrestle. Yeah, I've done it, I'm so happy and that, and he was just look, I'm just trying to get changed here. Yeah,
it's a nice thing to say to somebody, isn't it? And that's the thing, actually, I've never done holiday camps. I'd love to do the holiday camps. I'd love to do that, that'd be so much fun.
I know there's a few coming up, because I've had that repose. I know there's actually ones where I'm looking for folk.
Okay.
I've never.
You can speak to my agent here.
I've done Megathon. When they do a few Scottish days, I know there's a couple of Scottish days coming up. Do you know Hugo? SW, you met him?
I met him at Clay Valley.
He'll overshout City Valley, he's good for me.
Yes.
Not every but they've got the promoter for who's new.
Yeah.
Aye, so there we go. Let's get Taylor Swift on the camps. Imagine you can do that on the camps. Because you can play their music, it's no copyright.
No, I think that'd be a good laugh. My music, it cuts out Taylor Swift on that. I'm curious.
I'll wrestle him. There you go, books itself. Well, Taylor, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We'll get back on. We'll have 40 minutes. What do you think there?
Plug anything or no?
No plugging man. I'll tag all your socials on share up.
That's all right.
Are you Taylor Vite on everything?
Taylor Vite _
Taylor Vite. Why did I say Vite all the time?
Don't know.
Can I say hair removal cream instead?
VITE. I had to change the spelling because people just weren't getting it.
How did you spell before?
VEIDT. So that German name.
Keep it simple, stupid. See, well, peace. Thanks for watching that episode. Next one, I didn't tell you who's on it. But if you're watching it on YouTube, hit subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, send a message, send me a tweet, tell me what you thought of the episode. I'll ignore it anyway. Peace.